What's up, everybody? Shauna D Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys have yourselves a great weekend. We are here to do a quick little review of The Strangers Chapter 2. Dropped, Thursday, but technically dropped this weekend. And went and saw it last night, or I guess depending on when, Friday night, depending on when you're watching this. And this is probably going to be like a relatively short review, nothing really to go in depth about. So, chapter one, I I personally did not like chapter one. There were it just felt too much of a rehashing of the 2004 2004 straight. Was it 2004? Let's see. I think it was 2000. I think it was 2004. Mm, I'm sorry, 2008. It felt too much of a rehash of the 2008 movie to where like yeah, there was a lot of it was a lot of stuff that I saw in the 2008 that was in this one. Now the chapter one did some more interesting things because chapter this goes with chapter two also. It seems like people in this town know what's going on to an extent. They have a clear idea of what's going on and these people who go missing and stuff like that. So Maya, who's played by Madeline, I can't pronounce her last Petshi Pish, I guess however you pronounce it. She was in the first one. She played Cheryl Blossom in the Riverdale series. So the series is going to be following her. She wakes up obviously after the events of the first movie. She survived. Um, the cops are getting her statement, and they kind of like hesitant, as if like the way she's talking, the way she's mentioning stuff. They've seen this before, and that's where it's just kind of like, how many people actually know what's going on? And then we get like a scene later where the sheriff and the deputy are in a diner, and they're like, well, because one of the waitresses is like, come on, sheriff, we want to hear about the two couple that was killed, and they're like, well, only one it was killed, the other one survived, and the camera just goes around the office or the dining area and just shows everybody kind of like just looking at each other and listening intently. Um, so basically, the our strangers, they're known as like Scarecrow, Pinup Doll, and I forgot what the other one's called. They um they basically go to the ER and to the emergency room where Maya is located to basically finish the job. And so it's kind of like a Halloween 2 situation where Michaels is stalking Lori throughout the hospital. This is basically what's happening here, where they're it's mainly Scarecrow, the burlap sack guy. It's mainly him that is like stalking her and stuff like that. They do kill like an innocent guy who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But Maya ultimately gets away. She runs into like Annie, who we saw in the first movie. I think she worked at the diner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she worked at the diner as well. Um, so there's something about this movie that I can't decide on if I'm okay with or not. This movie focuses more, in my opinion, on the killers than it does Maya surviving. Now they do add some stuff into it from her perspective. Um, but it just seems like this movie is more about the killers because throughout the movie we get flashbacks. The first one we get is of this like I'm trying to remember precisely how it sets up, but we get a flashback of a girl who is Shelly. She's one of the waitresses in the movie, and you start to connect the dots that this young girl that we're seeing, it's Shelly, and she is messed up in the head for sure. And then there's a boy as well who she's very good friends with. We don't really get his name, but he's essentially Scarecrow, and because we see at the end of the movie, um, Shelly ends up getting killed by Maya, and you can definitely tell that Scarecrow is very it's hitting him hard. And throughout the movie, we're just getting flashbacks of these two characters at when they're kids, and so they've known each other since they were kids because they well yeah they killed somebody when they were kids. I don't I guess it was out of jealousy or something. But then there's the third one who we don't really know anything about. She's just there. It is a female. Um, so there was nothing like there wasn't like anything like groundbreaking with this movie. It's your typical kind of slasher style of movie. Um, I'm trying to think if there is like any other things in the movie I liked. There was a scene where Maya basically makes her way to. So early in the movie, you see it in the trailer too, but like Maya gets picked up by like Annie and the two guys and another woman, and she ends up making it to I guess their place. Well, I mean, obviously they don't survive, but there's like a moment where like Maya's in the room because she kind of like pushes the dresser to kind of block it, and the killers find her. Well, technically one. Yeah, I guess you. Well, no, they all were there. They're all were there, but you really focus on Shelly's character. Um, there was like a moment where Maya, where one of the girl killers, comes in trying to break the door down. Maya's like pushing it, and she's able to like keep it closed. And then the other female killer is behind her. So I'm wondering if like she was hiding in the closet, maybe. And so I wasn't really sure about how she got into the room. Um, there aren't really any jump scares or anything like that in the movie. To be quite honest, it really feels like there wasn't really much dialogue in this movie. It was like a few dialogues scattered throughout the movie. There is so I think so. It just feels like also that the sheriff is in on it because there's a moment when Maya escapes. She comes across basically I guess a house, and she's trying to like find keys to a truck, and she gets stopped by somebody, and the woman with so it's a woman with a gun, and she seems to be on it. Like this is where it's starting to. I kind of thought that at first in the first movie, where it really feels like everybody in this town knows what's going on. Maybe except for the deputy. That could be something different. He I feel like he knows what's going on, but he doesn't know what's going on because the woman who's pointing the gun at Maya before she gets killed mentions something about the sheriff, and then later on in the movie, because Maya gave a description of the truck that they were in. Later on in the movie, while the sheriff and the deputy are patrolling, I believe they were looking for the truck. The sheriff finds the truck, but he doesn't mention it to the deputy. So he's definitely in on it. Um, and then what else about the movie was it? I mean, it was just, I don't know. I like, if you were gonna do this, I would have rather you do like, the thing about the first one was you don't see these killers' faces at all. Um, now now in The Strangers Pray at Night, I know you see one of them. I can't remember if you see the other two faces. I know you see at least one of them. I'll have to go back and watch it. But the first one was just kind of like you never saw their faces at all, and I thought that added to the mystique of these characters in this movie. If you were going to go this route of showing flashbacks of these killers as kids and showing that they were probably always like this as kids, I would have rather you done that. I would have rather you started that out with chapter one, showing um showing us from their perspective of how they stalk and kill people, like all the stuff they do to terrorize people throughout the night before ultimately killing them. I feel like that would have been maybe a little bit better. I don't think you could have. I think you maybe could have done it with just one movie, but I think that would have been a little bit more interesting if they went that route. But I don't know. I don't know when chapter three is gonna come out. Let's see. So yeah, chapter three doesn't have a release date yet. So, but I would assume it's gonna be 2027. Oh, I'm sorry, no, 2026, because I believe they filmed these movies back to back to back. So I would not be surprised if it's like 2026, maybe like summer or fall again of 2026 for the movie. But just overall, like I would maybe give this like it is a little bit better than chapter one. And like I said, I dislike chapter one because it was just a rehash of the original 2008 movie. This one isn't. It does a lot of its own things and stuff like that, but it's still not as good. Like it's okay. Like it's an okay movie. Um, but but yeah. I think rating wise, I would probably give this like a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I probably would give it like a 6 out of 10. There were like some stuff about it I liked. But I mean, like overall, it's just kind of like I would have rather you not make this trilogy and let's just have the first one and the second one. I would have been much more happier if you would have did that instead. But it is what it is. So 6 out of 10. The Strangers Chapter Two. That's just my initial like thoughts and review about it. If you are new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.